Talk Nintendo Mini Play.
Hey, what's up everyone? Thanks for checking out another Talk Nintendo Mini Play. This week we are going to be looking at arguably one of the best titles available on the Wii U eShop. That's right, we are going to take a look at Aqua TV for the Nintendo Wii U. Now, this game, you may have heard me talk a little bit about it on the podcast. If not, maybe you're just super interested in this, what this great package has to offer, and I'm glad you guys are here to check it out. Originally, I had just the screen capture, as you would imagine with a normal capture card. Can't get the Wii U Gamepad, but I wanted to let you guys sort of see what kind of options we work with down here on the Gamepad. So I've sort of rigged it up to get, you know, a pretty good view. It's not perfect, but you'll be able to see what's going on the bottom down here. So, we can see we've got a couple tanks, some eShop stuff we can go to, modify tank. What I'm going to do is delete this tank and just give a fresh tank. I think that will be good for this. Let's start a fresh one right here for you. And now we've got the option of small, medium, and large, or the tropical wreath. Now, each one has a different capacity, as you can see in the top right. Well, you might not actually be able to see in the top right corner. The screen's a little small. But the wreath is just pretty much unlimited. You can do whatever you want down there. But what we're going to do is we're going to start with a large tank. Now we have two options. Modify now allows us to choose what we want, or we can just do a random. Let's modify our own. So you see down here in the corner, we got our fish. So why don't we throw a couple fish up in here? A yellow tang. Oh, just kidding, guys. That is part of the DLC. If you want to have the yellow tang in your aquarium here, you need to purchase a game from the eShop or the DLC. So, actually, if you look, all of these ones are DLC locked. Interesting. Let's see what we can actually pick. What's this guy? We can throw a couple in there. 6. All right, let's. Oh, that's definitely not 6, but there's a couple of them. Still a couple more freckle hawkfish. Oh, I'd love a seahorse, but that's DLC. Alright. See, now the capacity's huge. We're starting to see some fish pop in here. It's starting to populate for us. You like Finding Nemo? That fish, the angelfish, right? I think that's what they're called. Locked behind DLC. Alright, well, that's some fish right now. That's 257 out of the 930 capacity. But I'd like to... Yeah, here we go. Oh, nope. I'd like to, modify the tank. Here we go. This is what we're talking about. We've got ornaments, wallpapers, different floor options. Let's see what we can get. We can throw that in there. A little... Nice little... Some driftwood in the bottom down there. I sort of like that. Maybe the castle. Broken down castle and a ship. Always a good one. You've got the haunted house looking kind of thing. Sort of reminds me of like a Resident Evil house there. Maybe that's just because I love Resident Evil. But see, and now there's a ton of other options. Again, we might be able to see here. I know it's tough on the cam, but pretty much these are all behind DLC. Let's see, so out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, no, 12. There are 5 available, and the rest are locked behind some DLC packs, which is sort of crazy, but, you know, that's one thing. Let's see what kind of wallpapers we got to mess around with. So right now we sort of got like a grungy tank background. Sort of boring. Sort of boring. Let's see. Throw some leaves. It's a little too much for me, I think. Maybe a stone wall. That one's sort of cool. A few more options here. Fish wish they were probably out there. Then it gets into, again, some DLC nods. I personally think, This one's sort of cool. We're gonna go with that. Now we can get some different floor here. But like right now, we've got some sand. Looks like we can put some different pebbles, some different. If you want to like a green, sort of cool. Of course, there's some more DLC options if you'd like, but we're gonna stick with this. Now, what else can we modify? We did the ornaments, wallpaper, floor. We can add some more fish. Why don't we go ahead and do that? Like I said, it's really a bummer that so many of these fish are locked behind the DLC. I can't imagine how many people would have picked this game up and thought like, oh man, I definitely need to get me some Aqua TV DLC packs. But they've got a couple of them. Let's see, we're filling this. Wow, now there's a ton of fish in there. Whew. Let's just take a minute to really appreciate this nice frame rate we got going on too with these beautifully crafted fish models. Actually, what I can do is actually zoom us in a little bit. There we go. Some peaceful music in the background, keep us occupied while we just enjoy our thing here. Now, I don't know, can I switch? Because right now, obviously, on the TV, we've got displayed is this beautiful aquarium filled with, you know, tons of different colored fish, lots of life going on, an old house, and even someone finding some treasure down there. But can we switch it to the gamepad? Because, you know, one of the appeals of this game might be, you know, you sort of prop up your gamepad on a little stand and boom, you've got a very tiny, little screen, but you've got, you know, fish going around, and that might be sort of cool if you don't want to freaking deal with all of, you know, dealing and caring for a real fish kind of option. But I don't really know if I can. It's not really giving me settings. Let's see, maybe I could switch the screen. I could change the music. Oh, track 1. Well, you can go no track if you just want to hear the bubbles. Sort of relaxing. This is track 1. Sort of ominous, dark and ominous. Maybe a little more whimsical. This is what we were listening to. So you've got 3 tracks you could pick from, or silent. It's not looking good. Credits. Oh, I mean, we could see the credits came up on the lower screen here. I don't know. I mean, it's pretty much it. You know, some of these other tanks. This was another tank. I guess I'd build at some point, a small tank, so a little more at home. You know, a little more homesy since it's such a tiny tank. You know, you've only got a handful of fish in here, maybe a baker's dozen. I must have really liked that house, because look, I picked that house in this one as well. Yeah, so that's going to pretty much be it. You know what? We're going to leave off with a little gameplay action, with, you know, uninterrupted gameplay for a couple minutes, maybe a minute or two before we ring out here. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for joining me on this amazing trip through Aqua TV. When you buy the game, you get about 1/3 of it. The other 2/3, give or take, are locked behind DLC. So that is something you're going to want to take into consideration if you are considering purchasing this title. I did not know that up front, you know, but that's okay. You know, I'm here to warn you guys, just give you a heads up if you want to enjoy the full experience. But I don't know, these fish models are pretty nice, you know. They might be limited, but they definitely crafted them very well. They've all, looks like they've sort of got a life of their own. Keep them busy, maybe interacting with some fish friends. But it's beautiful. I'm gonna let this ring out, guys. Thanks again for checking out Talk Nintendo Mini Play. Every Monday, one goes up. Like, subscribe, comment. Thank you very much. And enjoy your evening.